Hello and welcome, my name is Kyle. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Let's Play 80 Days. So at the end of the last episode, we took this giant bird ship, this awesome bird ship, or it's just a bird, to Beijing. And we need to look here at our routes before we run out of time. We can go to Vladivostok on Monday, or Urga. I guess not at all currently. We know about the route, but there's nothing to get us there. I kind of would like to go that way and then head up here to Karamskaya, but don't know if that's going to be possible. Looks like we can do nothing now because it's Sunday. So let's see. Let's go to the market, see what's going on there. Maybe. Let's see. You got a little pinwheel here, which means the app might be crashing or the program might be crashing. We'll give it a few seconds, see what happens. Alright, that was close. So we got the salve of our Nika to buy. And this is a transport crossing the Pacific. We're going to buy that because we're going to need to do that soon. Do we have anything worth value here? Not quite. Alright. We do get some new routes now because of that timetable, so that's awesome. A ship right out of Hong Kong to Yokohama. And then all the way over. Where's this bad boy going? So there we go. There's our route across the sea. I don't know how long that's going to take. To San Francisco, looks like there. Nice. Alright. And then from Pyongyang to same, Yokohama. And then another ship out of Vladivostok to Yokohama. So all roads lead to Yokohama at this point. So it looks like now there's a train to Beijing. And then from Beijing we can get to Yokohama. That departs at 4 today. We can only take two suitcases with us though. Let's go check out Beijing. Let's look at our suitcases, see if we can get rid of maybe one of them at least. We could pay extra, I think, to carry another one if it's worth it. It's getting close to time to depart, so I'm going to do that. We'll just pay the 12 extra for the luggage and go. Didn't want to miss that, so I didn't want to spend too much time looking at my luggage. You know, it's only 12 pounds or whatever that currency is. We boarded the Beijing Express for the next leg of the journey through China to Hong Kong. Let's have some conversation here, see if we can maybe get some new routes. Greetings, madame. Good day, monsieur. Are you well? Let's talk about Yokohama, because that's where we're going. Is it possible to travel from Hong Kong to Yokohama? Who cares? But some buyers will pay well for zoetropes from Yokohama. Okay. Why doesn't she care? Singapore? Is there a route from Hong Kong to Singapore? Probably, but some buyers will pay well for magnetic compasses from Singapore. Let's play some dominoes, see if we can get her to like us. You play dominoes, most generous. So now let's see if she'll tell us a little bit more about Hong Kong. It's easy to lose oneself in the opium dens of Hong Kong. Let's talk about Honolulu. Sounds unlikely. Manila? Here's something I do know. Manila is the capital of the Spanish East Indies. Goodbye. Alright, so she got a little tired of us there. That's fine. From Beijing to Hong Kong was another 1,000 miles, but the train line took a clever route that avoided most of the large towns entirely, running without stopping by the shortest route possible. That's really cool. Let's do some eavesdropping. I passed the time eavesdropping, hoping to gather information for our next leg, and I discovered from a cheerful Siamese woman that a notorious jewel thief plied the waters between Singapore and Batavia in a boat called the Spicy Jake. Evening turned to night, and the train did not stop or slow. So that sounds cool. That sounds fun. I'd like to get into a boat called the Spicy Jake. The countryside fell away to be replaced by busy, bustling worker towns. Large industrial plants belched steam into the air, and mechanical contraptions stalked between warehouses. I'm, of course, going to watch that with fascination as the countryside turned to the beginnings of an urban sprawl. This would be a city of dirt and filth, and yes, excitement. Yeah, Hong Kong, man. Even back then, this place had to be just amazing, right? Alright, let's see what we can sell. Do we have anything worth like a decent amount of money? 510 pounds for the zoetrope. 4,700. Yes, we're definitely selling that. So you can take this. Boom. Now we're rich. The zoetrope's probably not worth it yet. I would like to get back down to 2 suitcases, but for now I think we're gonna be done here. Yeah, he likes that deal. Right, let's do some exploration here. We get a new route, maybe? Game seems to be a little bit buggy today. There was no new route that I saw. I was looking over a bolt of bright red Chinese silk when a man accosted me. This man had a mustache so fine, so luxuriant, so well tended that I briefly lost the power of speech. I watched, mesmerized as it quivered with his every word of introduction. His name was Fix. He offered me a drink, and given that I had a few hours to spare, I could not in good conscience refuse, or I had to lie shamelessly to escape him. Let's see. I think I'm gonna talk to this guy. I think this might be our drug guy. So, could not in good conscience refuse. He led me to a dingy basement where a sour-faced Chinese woman presided over several tables and a few couches with men and women, mostly Europeans, in various states of lolling intoxication. Looks like we found ourselves at Opium Den after all. I keep saying Opium Den. It's like my tongue doesn't know that the other word doesn't end in an M after I say the first N or M. Wow. So this sounds accusatory, and this sounds. I'm going to say this is an opium den, I exclaimed uneasily. The gin is good, he told me, and ordered us a bottle to prove his claim. It was thin and sharp, but not wholly distasteful. We chatted amiably for a time, though I noted he kept my glass full and not his own. Listen, he said abruptly. I'm a police detective sent from the London office. You, a detective? I could not hide my incredulity, but he presented me with his commission, which seemed in all respects genuine and correct. You've been duped, he resumed. Mr. Fogg's wager is a pretext. Last September, a robbery of £55,000 was committed at the Bank of England by a person whose description answers exactly to that of Mr. Phileas Fogg. Wow, okay, so this guy's accusing Mr. Phileas Fogg, my master, of theft. Now this guy could be someone trying to pull a scam on us. Am I going to defend the honor of my master? I think so. What nonsense, I cried, striking the table with my fist. My master is the most honorable of men. You know scarcely anything of your master, Fix ground on, which is true, right? So is this sort of the game playing with us? Because I really don't know anything about him, right? We're just sort of plunged in. We assumed the backstory because of the novel by Jules Verne, or the story by Jules Verne. But yeah, the game is saying, you know what? You really don't know anything about your master. You went into his service the day he departed on this so-called little wager, carrying little but a large quantity of banknotes. I love this. This is the game sort of toying with us. So now, do I stick to my guns? Do I think he is honest? I mean, I've seen him do some honest things. He's an honest man, I asserted mechanically, though in the face of Fix's absolute certainty, I found myself assailed with prickles of doubt. The detective hissed a breath, which fluttered the tips of his oiled mustache. I could arrest you as his accomplice. Okay, where is this going? This is getting a little crazy. I do kind of feel dizzy, almost sick. Fix pressed a pipe into my hand, and I unthinkingly lifted it to my mouth. Oh no, so I'm smoking some opium. As my head began to swirl and spin, my fingers shivered, my fingers shook. Shivered. Suddenly I recognized these bleary thoughts for what they were. Opium-induced meanderings. This is an opium pipe, I accused, standing up so abruptly that my chair tipped over. How dare you, sir? Fix chuckled hollowly. I dare, because I must all costs separate you and your master, as you call him. Oh, man. Then you will fail, or you will regret it. I don't want to threaten him. I'm sort of role-playing Passepartout here, and I don't think he would threaten this man. So then you will fail. Having delivered my dramatic promise, I stalked out of the opium den without a backward glance. The fresh air cleared my senses a little, and I returned with shaky steps to Monsieur Fogg. Despite the gin sloshing its way through my body, I felt as sober as a judge and twice as grim. relations with Fogg have strengthened. So that was an interesting encounter. Alright, so looks like our only journey here is to Yokohama and arrives Friday. Today's Sunday, so we have to spend a week here? Can we... There's nothing we can do about it, huh? Let's say a night here. I don't want to spend a whole week here, honestly. I was loath to leave Monsieur Fogg for any length of time, having so narrowly escaped the clutches of that blackguard Fix. We explored the city from the comfort of a mechanical sedan chair, but my terrible experience dimmed the colors and tarnished the beauty of the streets I found myself anxious to leave. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we can do. Do we have to wait here until Friday? Is that, like, really our only option? I think it is. Oh, wait. I always look at that wrong. It departs tomorrow at 9 a.m. Okay. I think this departure could be discussed. Let's do it. Thoroughly ungentlemanly behavior. To make it go... Oh, I see. That's telling us how much more it would cost us. Well, we just made a fortune, so... we'll do it. We'll leave today. So we're on board the Jade Tiger airship, apparently fleeing the law. I don't know if we're innocent or not, but the law is definitely on our tail, apparently. The Jade Tiger was an old Muj-class Persian ship renovated with Chinese colors and fittings. It was painted all over with Manchu luck symbols, or it had, let's go with the patchwork. It had been repaired and patched up several times over under the gaudy paint and red silk curtains. We climbed aboard, ready for the journey east. Let's talk to Fogg. Oh, I meant to click on the conversation thing there. Captain Sue wore a traditional Manchu pow in blue cotton, bone hairpins in her fan-shaped hair, and a jade thumb ring. I bowed low in courtly greeting. She looked at me quizzically and then asked a series of questions in... let's go Cantonese. I thought so in any case. It sounded similar to Mandarin, which I had picked up a little on the mainland. An English-speaking crew member was summoned, her tool belt hung with rope, bolt cutters, and climbing equipment. The captain says she expected you to speak Cantonese, she translated, because you were in Hong Kong. I was only briefly in Hong Kong, I sighed. I did not have much time to practice my languages. The crew member rattled her bolt cutters at me. The captain speaks Cantonese, Mandarin, 3 dialects of Manchu, Russian, and Arabic. Are any of these known to you? I speak a little Mandarin, I offered weakly, though only a very little. The captain, for all her delicately arranged hair and grace, looked thoroughly exasperated and stalked off in a huff. The crew member chuckled and stuck her hand out at me. Song Zhu Ying, looks like I'll be looking after you and your master on this trip. Madam or demoiselle? Demoiselle Song? I ventured. Song Jing shuddered. Song Ji Yu. What? Let's see. Song Ji Ying. Zhu Ying. Song Zhu Ying's fine. Try not to mangle it too much, eh, Passepartout? Her pronunciation was, of course, flawless. Merde. Alright. I want to talk. Can we talk to Fogg here? Perfect. Alright. I'm at your service. Can we talk about frickin'... let's talk about the money, dude. How are our funds? We're very well funded. Indeed, you have made some excellent decisions. Let's talk about the journey. How many more days? We're into the body now. Let's play drafts. Game of drafts, very good. I was trying to get him to talk about money, maybe the crime that he may or may not have committed. Monsieur Fogg took exception to the moth-eaten red silk drapings which adorned our cabin, and asked me to take them down for the duration of their voyage. Is it their condition you cannot bear, or is it the color? Let's go with condition, I asked. Does it matter? He replied with perfect equanimity. Only if a man has a right to know why he does things. I suppose it does not in the end. I like this. I'll push a little back, right? Because I'm imagining Passepartout might be a little upset right now, having just learned that this whole journey might be a ruse. So let's push a little bit. Only if a man has a right to know why he does things, I muttered under my breath, though I am certain he heard. Song Zhu Ying looked terribly surprised when she came to fetch us for dinner and saw the bare-walled room. My master has very particular taste, I explained. How nice for him to have the luxury of taste, was her only remark. but I felt it sting keenly. It still strengthened our relationships with Fogg somehow. News. English captain resigns after Pang Sao prisoner escapes. Which we help with that. We dined in the captain quarters, accompanied by Song Zhu Ying. Let's think about books. The captain's shelves groaned under the weight of so many books, and I counted 6 composite recurve bows hung on the wall. Archery and Russian novels. What an unexpected combination. Song Zhu Ying leaned closer. The captain loves archery almost as much as she loves the jade tiger. Where did she learn it? Therein lies a tale, the crew member smiled with relish. The captain's father was too old and weak to join the army, and so Captain Su put on the clothing of a boy and rode out to take his place. She's so ladylike. I don't like that. It's kind of matronizing. How daring of her, I gasped. It was a grave risk, but she served for 12 years and gained so much honor that when she was discovered, the generals gifted her with an airship and forgave her deception. Is that not the plot of a famous Chinese folktale? I raised an eyebrow. The story of Mulan? Song Zhu Ying's eyes widened. You know the story, she said flatly, and then shrugged. You are not so ignorant as you seem. A most stimulating dinner at the captain's table, all told. Alright, we're going to get another event. Nope. Oh yeah, one more. We tethered at Yokohama in the early afternoon. My eye passed lightly over the slope-roofed buildings, carriages, and bare cherry trees. I made a particular effort to... I'm going to talk to Song here for an entertaining journey, for she had been an excellent, if fanciful, translator. Think nothing of it, she advised, shaking my hand with her callous one. Good luck. Ready, passepartout, my master called. Of course, monsieur. I sighed tiredly and followed him onto Japanese soil. I think it's accurate that our relationships have, gone down a bit. So we're in Yokohama. Let's do a little bit of planning. So let's see, what do we got? So we can go to Manila. God, this globe is so crazy sometimes. This departs at 2 today to Manila. San Francisco, $4,000. And it'll take 14 days to get there. Well, no matter what, right? We either have to go to Honolulu. We have to get to San Francisco. I have the money. Departs at 2, so I can't really explore. I'm just gonna have to get on this thing and go. So it departs in 2 days. Wait. I can't go, right? Yeah, I can. I can get on this thing and just go to Manila. I don't want to go to Manila, though. Okay, I see what it's telling me. Sorry, sometimes the UI of this game gets me a little bit. So, let's look at this route to San Francisco again. Let's see what we can get. For another 870, it'll leave tomorrow. For 3,000, we can get it to leave at 3. And how much does it cost? 4,000? Is that going to cost $7,000? Is that what that means? I'll pay $870 to have it leave tomorrow instead. And then that will give us some time to explore. It was hard to believe that Yokohama had only relatively recently opened to foreigners. There was an entire foreigners district not far from the waterfront where it was common to hear Chinese or Russian as Japanese. There were several varieties of English, or there was a melding of cultures and clothing styles. Russians arrayed in their rich colors, hoop-skirted British ladies lately of Bengal or Singapore, Americans who had adopted the coat-like haori over their shirts and trousers. I noticed a Japanese man watching the scene with a look of intense concentration and scribbling in a sketchbook. I leaned in for a look. He was drawing a stylized picture of the foreign quarters with quick pen strokes, which stopped abruptly as my shadow fell over the drawing. He looked up, clearly irritated. "Do you mind?" he said, his accent an unholy mix of Dutch, French, and English. I am making a drawing for a woodcut. The skirts aren't that voluminous, I commented, and he sniffed in affront. Though, I amended hastily, you have drawn them well. It is an artistic impression of the foreigners, he stressed. Do you dislike foreigners, then? I predicted. You are very strange people, he pronounced, after a brief silence. Everyone is strange, I replied thoughtfully, thinking of my travels. He shrugged, clearly unconvinced. He colored one of the women's skirts lovingly, his hand on the page much gentler and kinder than his voice had been. Finally, he thrust the paper in my direction, assuring me that it was only a preliminary sketch. I accepted gracefully, charmed that he had chosen to bestow a gift upon a near stranger. I stored it carefully. It was a fine souvenir of Yokohama. So we can sell that, apparently. So it departs tomorrow. Still, it's going to take 14 days and cost 4,000 pounds to do it, but I think we're going to be fine. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay in this hotel tonight, and we're going to kind of end this episode here before we get on the boat. As night fell, let's do this. I ran a few errands for the hotelier, earning 96 pounds in fees and tips, as well as overhearing from her that some buyers will pay well for cowboy boots from Pyongyang. All right, so we made some money. We can depart. When can we depart? Did I miss that boat? Are you kidding me? Wait. God, what? This UI... I played this on the iPad initially, and I feel like the UI was much better. Alright, so we can take this, which I will do. I'll get on the boat now and leave, and I'll end the episode here. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope to see you all next time.